Good afternoon. It's still Valentine's Day. Heading home, leaving the Hotel Saskatchewan here. For part 3 of what was supposed to be a 2-part walk, but ended up being a 3-part walk because, I think I've got my microphone on upside down. It's kind of silly. Really not. Because I had trouble in my initial part of the walk, and I'm not sure it was recorded properly. So I cut it short and restarted. So that makes this part 3. So although the last few days I've just been posting the live version as the permanent version because the resolution is higher than it used to be, I'll probably have to join this one together to make one nice video once I get home. Which won't be too long, provided I don't freeze, because that's a sharp wind still blowing. As I walk down here behind the Hotel Saskatchewan. Not that it's bitterly cold, but we've gotten spoiled by the above freezing temperatures the last few days, so it feels cold. Wouldn't feel that cold back when it was 20 below and blowing, but today it's only about 8 below and blowing, but it is quite a bit of blowing, so the wind chill is certainly noticeable. As you can probably hear on the microphone, actually. I think I'll just go down the alley here, just to be different. There's Victoria Park. You're wondering where we are? That's where we are. Go down behind the land titles building here. Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame nowadays, among other things. My theory being it might be a little less windy back here. Got to get home and interview Brent Weeks, best-selling author, for the World Shapers, although the episode won't go live for a couple of months. This is the back of First Baptist Church. I'm doing it now, but tying it to when his new book comes out, Nemesis, I think it's called, which won't be till April. So that's why there'll be a bit of a delay before it goes live, but the interview will happen shortly. And then going out for Valentine's Day dinner at the at the West Canada Country Club. One of my favorite apartment buildings. After the Balfour, this one, the Frontenac. It's a nice looking building. Oh, it has a plaque. Shall we look at the plaque? Here's the plaque. Designed by Van Egmond and Story, constructed in 1929. You can read it. I better focus it again, though. So it's actually 3 years younger than our house, which is interesting. So I have to look out for the ice here, which is everywhere. I'll stay on the sidewalk. Thought about going up the alley again, but I'll stay on the sidewalk. I got another scene written for the musical I'm writing. A fairly more complicated one a bit. I'm finding, although I have an outline from the guy who wrote that's his story, and he's writing the music, has written the music. But I'm finding reasons to tweak things a bit, and I think there'll be more once I get done with the first draft. I think I'll want to make some more changes, because then I'll have a better feel for the whole flow of the thing. I'm finding, like today I moved a scene that he had positioned earlier on. I'm moving it later because of the order of events just doesn't make sense to me as he's got it. So things like that. And then of course we'll have to discuss it because it is his story. I'm just the hired gun here. Although I might direct the thing if it ever gets to that point, which would be interesting and fun. I think it's a good story. I think it needs a lot more shaping before it's really ready to go. There should be a workshop. Things like that. There's the old Y turning into a health center of some sort. Still says YMCA on it, but it's not a YMCA anymore. I don't know if this place is still active in any fashion or not. It's kind of a rental space for food, and it still has furniture and everything. But I actually smell food, so I don't know where that's coming from. The round building over there is Credit Union Central. Curved building, I should say. It's not really round. At least the sun came out. I'm walking into the wind going home, which is making it less pleasant than the walk downtown was. So we'll just stick to 13th here. I'll walk down this part of it very often. Even though it's colder today, there is some melting happening on the roads just from passing the sun's getting higher and therefore stronger every day as we slowly move towards spring. Fire hall number 1 here. Admittedly, that wind would be a lot more unpleasant if it was even colder, but it's certainly unpleasant enough. I think we'll cross over here because I think we're going to hit it pretty good. Hit it perfectly, in fact. Just walk down Albert, I think. This way. Gotta watch out for the ice, though. This way we get to walk by the cats, if there's any in the window. Just for a better footing, I'm going to walk in the parking lot here. This is just a strip mall along here. Various things in it, including a oh, it's not exactly a distillery, but they do make vodka anyway. Right here. They sell it here. I doubt they make it there. I guess I don't really know where they make it. I guess they could. How much space does it really take? Not all that much. Nouveau Gallery here. Closed at the moment. Here's the cat cafe. Are there any cats in the window? Yes, there are. Hello there. Just the one, it looks like, at the moment, taking a look at me. A bit more sheltered going this direction, so that's nice. First Presbyterian Church, where we were married, as I say, every time I walk by it, 25 years ago. And a bit now, 25 and a half years. Is it a half year? Almost. It'll be a half year in March. We were married in September. September 27th was our 25th anniversary. Oh, I can check and see if the new restaurant here is open yet. My wife will be gone for almost 2 weeks, 10 days anyway, again next week. And that means I'll probably eat out a bit more than I normally do. So I've been waiting to see if this place is going to be open. And so far it just says opening soon. It still says opening soon. And there's the sign, application for liquor permit. That's a good sign that they're not too far away. But I doubt they'll be open in time for me to eat there next week. Sac Studios, where my daughter danced and worked. Sounds like she's got a nice little volunteer job at the National Ballet School, which will be cool for her. Since she's very interested she's in kinesiology and would like to be a physiotherapist that focuses on dancers. So she's finding opportunities to work with dance. And she danced from the time she was 3 till she was 18, so competitively. Well, not when she was 3, but later on it was competitive. We'll go this way this time, I think, to avoid that nasty bend by the old Sastel building. This is much better. It's rougher, not as smooth, but it's still frozen ice. That's redundant, of course. There's no such thing as unfrozen ice. That's water. If it's unfrozen, it's not ice. Duh. Angus Street. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad along here. Just a couple of blocks, and this short walk home will be over as well. Nobody has said hello, so I don't think if anybody's watching live, they don't feel the need to comment, which is fine. This is not a very exciting walk today, I admit. More exciting for me because of the ice and the cold. It'd be colder later in the month. There's some, not as cold as it was during our really cold snaps, but still double digits cold. Below zero, below freezing coming up again. Today's kind of getting us used to the idea before it warms up for a few days, and then it plunges. I'm going to go into the snow to avoid that patch of ice. I actually think I'll change sides to maybe avoid some of the worst of the wind on that corner. Whenever there's a tall building, or a taller building, you get nasty winds. I wrote a column about it at some point to even explain that, but I don't remember the exact reason for it. Looks like the bus is waiting for me, so I'll take advantage of that. Probably waiting for the guy that was turning left, but I took advantage of it too. Not the guy turning left, the guy crossing the street where the bus was about to turn left. I see the post office guy over there, postman. So any mail I got today should be waiting for me when I get home. And I'm almost there. Shadowpaw's probably awake and wondering where I am. He's pretty much a creature of habit. He disappears for a long snooze about 8 o'clock in the morning and usually appears around 2:30 in the afternoon. So quite likely he's down and wondering how come he's all alone. Being a cat, he sleeps more than he's awake, but apparently cats can sleep up to 20 hours a day. It's perfectly normal. Although I think their sleep is, sometimes it's as deep as ours, but sometimes it's obviously more, their eyes are closed, but they're still alert to what's going on around them. Of course, even we are somewhat alert. I mean, the smell of coffee will wake me up in the morning if I have the timer set on the coffee maker. Usually shows up in my dream and then I wake up. Sounds, of course, will incorporate into our dreams sometimes and then wake up. And yet there's times when you think, how did I sleep through that? I mean, my wife has told me of a time when she heard a fire engine going by outside and it didn't wake me up, so it depends on what stage of sleep you're in, I guess. I did a science column on that too. Once upon a time I wrote science columns about an awful lot of stuff. Kind of missed that. Used to be every week writing a science column. But eventually it didn't make sense because I wasn't being carried by newspapers anymore, and I just wasn't making any money at it. And I had a fairly good sized list of email subscribers, but I could tell by looking that only a handful of people were actually opening it. So it just didn't seem to be worth the effort anymore. When I was doing it for the radio, that's when it was worth the effort because I was getting paid. Not an enormous amount, but a substantial enough amount. $100 and some odd every week to write that column. And once that stopped, it just really wasn't worth it anymore. It's the freelance life. Gigs come and gigs go. All right, we'll stop here. So thanks for walking with me. Somebody just now said hello. Hi, Keith. Yeah, it's a bit slippery today, but I'm used to it. All right, thanks for walking with me. And I'll be back tomorrow in some fashion.